Good morning, guys. So, got to grab some flex chutes here real quick. Got the last 3 flex chutes for the 60s. I'm going to be going out here, and we may have 1 or 2 at the manufacturers that we can pick up and bring back with us. So keep an eye on the website, spencerproducts.com.
So we want to give a great big thank you to Luke from Minnesota, a thank you to Darian from Michigan, and a thank you to Jimmy in North Carolina.
Darian, Jimmy, and Luke, your flex chutes are on the way. You should have these probably before the end of the weekend or first thing next week.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, we just went in and let them know we were here. They're gonna get it onto the forklift and get it out here and get us loaded up. So should be pretty straightforward. If you guys are ordering the flex chute when you get it, I know from the first ones we sent out to the ones now, we've made some changes. And the new ones, when you get them, whenever you get your plate flat against the deck, you go ahead and tighten the other screws down. All right, comes Andy. Okay, we should have enough room.
I have to re-grab that thing.
Okay. So we got 1 more. He's gonna try to get them in here side by side. We'll see how it goes. Looks like you got enough room. All right, guys, getting loaded up here. We got 1 on so far. He went to go grab the other one, and gonna get them in there side by side. Appreciate it, Andy.
You're welcome. Hopefully everything works out okay.
It will.
And as far as Leroy's not here right now.
Okay.
As his brother lost house, got struck by lightning.
Oh, really?
Burned down.
It burned down. Wow.
We're up in Georgia. Close to there.
Well, sorry to hear that. That's
So that's where he just went for a couple hours.
well, you tell him we'll be praying for his family, and we're sorry to hear about that.
And I'll have him call you as far as we might be starting on the skag and the terrace.
We appreciate you guys, though.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Get up here.
Yeah. All right, guys. I was kind of worried if we'd be able to get both in. I got a little bit of other stuff back there. If you guys would, we'll be praying. The owner of this place, Leroy, I don't know if you could hear Andy or not, but his brother's house got hit by lightning during those storms last night, and it actually burned the house down. So hopefully everybody's okay there and they get it taken care of, and definitely be in our thoughts and prayers. It's not good for anybody. So, and thoughts and prayers for anybody that was impacted. There was a ton of tornadoes across a lot of different states last night, including Ohio, some very close to us, actually here about 40 minutes away. Wiped out a lot of stuff, and yeah, thoughts and prayers for everybody impacted by those storms. It was not good there for a while. So we have that auction coming up that I told you guys about, and it'll all be done online, nothing in person. That's how they kind of do the storage units at this point. But we got to get some photos. So TQ's just getting all the information off the app real quick. We have something super exciting here in a little bit. Stick around. We're gonna go check something out. It's a potential, I'll say it like that. But as of where it sits right now, I tried to buy it. They have no interest in selling it. But we're gonna meet with them and have a chit chat. Did we show inside this one yet? All right, so can't go inside the unit. Just got to take some photos Doesn't look overly impressive. Gonna snap some photos here real quick for the auction. Gonna snap photos. This is the one we cut the lock off, I don't know, last week or so. This unit here should do pretty decent on the auction. There's some pretty valuable stuff that I can see. I mean, mower for one, speakers, filing cabinet, tools, more tools, ladder, jumper box right there I can see, more speakers in the back. Just a ton of stuff in here. Grill, looks like a bunch of garage stuff, a creeper, looks like gas cans back there. Those aren't supposed to be in here. Dead center, I can't tell if that's a chainsaw box at the bottom, but you can see like right there, if you see that metal thing, that looks like one of those aluminum drywall or wood squares. More speakers back there. Ton of different things, few different bicycles. This unit here should do pretty decent. All right, I know a bunch of you have been asking about a shop update. And what we're going to do right now is to look at something, a potential something. I'll say it like that because there's no guarantee, but it came available and we've had interest in it in the past. It just, I'll be honest with you, I'd like to buy it. They don't want to sell it, they just want to lease it. But we're gonna go look at it because we're afraid with the shop guys. As of right now, it looks like probably May, but we're afraid if we build this shop, it's gonna be too small before we even get it done. And we say that just by how much square footage we're currently using. The shed, which is a 14 by 36 or 40, I don't even remember now at this point, is packed to the brim. Like, we have nowhere to go there. And we have more stuff coming. So yeah, it's kind of maxed out at this point. The garage itself is maxed out at this point. So we have a 25 by 25 garage, I believe it is, and it's maxed out. So yeah, another reason we bought the box truck. We can keep supplies in here and get it out and use it as we need it. And as of right now, it's maxed out. So we need space, and we need space fast, but we didn't anticipate taking up as much room as we already are at this point, just a few years later after purchasing the property. So we're at a little bit of a standstill here where we either, hey doggy, we either build a much bigger shop at the property, which we don't really want to do because that requires to take down a lot more trees and you know, build a bigger pad. A lot goes into it, you know, some of what you guys have already seen us do. Or do we say, let's pump the brakes on the property and potentially lease or buy, which we'd like to buy, a pre-existing shop. We've been looking around. A lot of the stuff that's in the city is just not in areas that I would feel comfortable really with having employees in there working, nor leaving it really, I guess, sitting with expensive equipment and inventory and everything in there. So we've been kind of looking on the outskirts. There are some that are just humongous, that are way out of our price range. I mean, like talking $25,000 a month. Not gonna be able to make that happen anytime soon. But anyways, we have an appointment with the leasing company of this building, and really we're just going to look at it to see if there's an option there. So it's humongous, I'll say it like that. It's way too big for us, but they did throw out the idea when I talked to them about trying to buy it, about potentially leasing a portion of it. So we're gonna go see. It has some garage bays and stuff, things that we need, the space that we need. It has some office space available, but everything is like, you know, an add-on to an add-on to an add-on. You can get shop space, you can get office space, you can get bathroom access, you can get a different host of things, bay door access, but everything costs more and more and more. So we're gonna go look at it and see if there's a potential there where we could snag up a certain amount of square footage and get what we need out of it. But then also, if it continues to grow and they don't lease the rest of the building out, you know, we could grow into it as well as we get bigger and bigger. So just throwing that out to you guys. I got a bit of a drive here, and I guess I'll fill you in with what we can see when we get there. And I guess I'll show you, if I can, if he'll allow me to film a little bit of it, what exactly we're looking at. All right, so I'm gonna have to do a bit of a voiceover here because I just realized my microphone turned off and I didn't catch it. So this is the main office area. This also has a men and women's restroom. Big shout out to the agent as well for allowing me to film. So this is the first area. If you rent the offices in this area, they are together, okay? And this fenced-in area you see here is from a old tenant that moved out. Basically, they had some more valuables that they had to protect or at least keep locked up outside of just being inside of the building. So they built that area there to be able to do that. As you can see, it has garage bays in the background, 3 big ones, which is awesome. I'd love to have those. But this area and that big office area is a ton and out of our price range. Now this area I just walked into here is the third area. There's 4 total. This area here I'd love to have, but you can't rent this area and it's on its own. It either has to be with the Bay 4 in this area that I'll show you in a second, or you have to rent it with Bay 1, which is the office, Bay 2, which is the big space we just went through, because this area to be rented out as a commercial site has to have a bathroom and a lunchroom, and this area does not have either one. So you have to rent 4 and 3, or you have to rent 1, 2, and 3 all together. This area that I'm going to walk you into, the tenant has not moved out just yet. I really like this area here, and maybe there's some potential in the future we could grow into it. But like I said, it just can't be rented on its own. I would love to. This area I'm walking in now, I'm going to freeze for just a second. All right, so this area has a tenant still in it, so I went ahead and blurred out some stuff that just has business logos on it. This unit may come available at some point, but as of right now, like you can see, it's rented out. It does not have a semi-bay, which is a downer, but it does have regular garage doors, which is okay as well. But coming back out into this area doesn't have a semi-bay as either, sorry. But back there behind my right shoulder, as you can see, it's just a regular garage door, and then on the other corner is a regular garage door as well. This area at some point will be available with Unit 2 and Unit 1, which is the offices and lunchroom. As of right now, it's just out of our price range. I'll be honest with you. It's like a lot of money. If you want this area, the other area, and the offices, you're talking multiple thousands. I mean, 15,000, 20,000. I didn't do the numbers exactly on it, but that's where it's going to come out at. So unfortunately, a bit out of our price range. This area here is extremely nice as well. This entire facility just had brand new air conditioning put into it. It's currently what they're working on. Why I couldn't go into like the lunchroom and stuff. There's just guys in there working. New heating as well, which is nice. All tenants are responsible for their electricity, their gas, their water, sewer. Right there, I was just pointing out they just put in new heaters. Basically in charge of everything else, trash, whatever, if I didn't say that. Pointing out here, this area is pretty cool, but more than likely somebody's going to have to tear it out to utilize that space. There's the lunchroom we just walked by, little counter space, just employee stuff. If you have employees, you know all about it. Here's the men's restroom, which goes out into the offices as well on the other side. And then here in 1 second, I'll cut through the area here. It's like a little hallway, and it has the women's restroom on the left side. That's what I point out here in 1 second as well. But yeah, that there would probably have to go. I mean, unless you had a company that had some extra valuables you really wanted to protect, yeah, you wouldn't really utilize it. So right here is the women's bathroom, separated from the men's, and then there's the office and the main entrance to the overall facility. We are back home now. Just got done looking at the office space, and potential warehouse space has a lot of benefits. It's just a big leap. I'll say it like that. It's not a cheap leap, but neither is building a shop and doing all that. So wanted to get these opened up so we know what we have here. We got a lot of orders that are going to be going out, and yeah, just got to figure out what's in each side. Got to be careful, don't want to hit the paint. Oh, my foot's stuck. Careful. Well, if you see, that one kind of shifted a little bit. So these are handles up top. And remember, these are for the 52s. And there is a difference, believe it or not, between the handles for the 60s and the handles for the 52s and the rest of the units as well. So these handles are just a little bit shorter, a couple inches, but the flex chute itself is the same for the turbo force decks all around. So let me get back through here again. Trying to see what we all have here. Okay, so we got handles on top, flex chutes on the bottom. Very good. Let me see if I can get one of these out. I wanted to kind of share with them what I was talking about. Might not be a good idea, but oh well. Anyways, right here, so what I was talking about earlier, we changed these right here on the side up, and on the inside here, if you can see, there's a little bit of a gap. So whenever you bring this down and close it onto your deck, I'm caught on the hinge right now. Whenever you bring it down and put it flush onto your deck, you want to install it like this so it's closed. And then what you'll do is you'll actually come in here and tighten all of this down. It just makes it easier, because what was happening is when people were getting them, we tightened everything up, and then they would go to install them and their chute blocker might be just a hair bit open. So we wanted to eliminate that. So we stopped tightening these all the way down, and then you can adjust this as well. This is left loose, and this is just your counterbalance. So you can open it up a little bit, a lot of it, halfway. It's totally up to you where you want it to be at. So just figured I'd share that with you. All right, so in here should be the handle connecting pieces. These are different as well for the different sizes. Every mower is a little bit different, whether you know it or not. So these are all of our handle pieces. The brass fittings I told you guys about. A lot of companies use plastic. We found out after about a year, those plastics start to round out kind of like an egg shape, and then you start getting wobble in your handles. Not good. So we went ahead and took care of the problem ahead of time so that it'll last you guys and gals a long period of time. So TQ and myself are going to get stationed here. This is going to be the end of this video. We got a lot of setup to do, hence why we're looking for a building and still a manufacturer. But you know, when you take all of this off of 2 pallets, this is just one mower, guys. This is the 52-inch. We got the Ferris coming, Skag coming, 60s, 52s. I want to get the 32 or 36 done as well. 48. Like, we want to get them all, but we need space to be able to handle inventory. You know, a truck can work, and we're gonna make it work, but you know, we gotta get this figured out here sooner rather than later, and we need a space to grow into. I'll say it like that. And yeah, it's not an easy decision. I know there's a lot of you that are gonna probably have some questions like, what about the shop? What about the shop? I'm not saying we're not building the shop, just saying we're exploring all the options. The shop, when we just did the last upgrade for the size, we went from a 50 by 80 to a 80 by 120, I believe it was, or 130. Which still gives us under 10,000 overall square feet. So, you know, it appears big for a shop and a building, but in reality, you know, when you start putting office space in there, once you put Spencer Lawn Care in there, and then Spencer Products in there, Spencer Media in there, you know, you can fill up a place pretty darn quick, and we want something we can grow a little bit of time in. We don't want to be moving out in another year or so. We want a place we can call home for a little while, or at least grow into. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. The 52-inch flex chutes will be available on our website tonight. So you guys can go ahead and hop on there and order them. SpencerProducts.com. And thank you all. If you guys would as well, keep us in your thoughts and prayers. And like we said earlier in the video, our thoughts and prayers are with all the folks that were affected by the storms. A lot of people, you know, lost a lot, and, you know, they're going to have a long road to get back to what they consider some kind of life. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, keep mowing, keep growing, keep making money, boys and girls.